All right, so a Waffle House Index for oyster farmers. So what am I talking about here? So if you haven't heard of SUMS, what I mean by that is sudden spring, summer, unusual, unexplained mortality in your oyster bags. We've thrown syndrome on there so we get SUMS, all right? That's when you dump out a bag of oysters. Like you come back, everything was fine. You go back the next week, you dump out the bag and you say, oh crap, all right? That's what we're talking about, that kind of mortality. When we get, like for any of us in extension or advisory work, this is the kind of thing where the growers call and they want help right away. So this has been going on. And so we got together a bunch of very smart people, funded by NOAA Office of Aquaculture, brought them together, a bunch of great ideas back in January. By the way, if you want to see a QR code, you better get your phone out now because I'm not going to wait on it. All right. And then we brought together 24 researchers and we came up with 9 research priorities. I will send that to you if you don't have time to scan that. But what I wanted to focus on here is the low-hanging fruit was understanding the frequency, the extent, the history of SUMS. Where is it happening? How often is it happening? And so on. All right. What does that have to do with waffles? All right. Yeah. What the heck is a Waffle House Index? Anybody know? Been to a Waffle House before? All right. The Waffle Houses close if everything's fine? No, they don't close if everything's fine. They're open all the time. All the time. And if they're open, they get a green dot on the map. If they've got a limited menu, they get a yellow dot. And if they're closed, they get a red dot. And you know what FEMA does in hurricanes? If there are a bunch of red dots somewhere on the map, you send help there because things are bad if the Waffle House is closed. All right. We put in some funding for USDA. Haven't heard back from the USDA. They haven't been returning our calls, all right? If we did that, we'd do this amazing stuff, right? We'd have a response network, a 911 for this, all right? Without funding, we don't have the money to do any of that, but we're going to do weekly check-ins for free. We're going to ask you to just do it. I know, that was crazy. So this is me fat-fingering some stuff on my phone. This is the survey you'll get sent.
With your experience, what is your level of concern with oyster crops this past week? With no concern, yellow is moderate, and red is extremely concerned.
Okay, right? So you get the idea. You just pick a color, all right? Okay, this is what we got. 10 people on February 27th. It gave us the idea of what was happening. I couldn't anonymize it over the region. So that's everybody that responded across the US. The next week, March 3rd, the Atlantic Coast and Gulf Coast gave us enough. It showed us how many people were green, how many people were yellow, no red. And then by March 13th, I've got 19 people. Let us show us now. We've got those circles that's starting to show us a little bit better distribution of what's happening with mortality. So you can sign up here. We don't have any money. We'd love to have you involved. We'd love to have the West Coast involved, even if it's a different oyster, because this is the way that we get more information out to you, the growers. We're going to try to do that, but it's also how we maybe get some help from the government to fund some of this work so that we can try to solve this problem. How'd I do?
2 minutes and 57 seconds.